All right, the stream has started. I'm gonna start putting the countdown in the beginning.
It's a countdown at the top.
Yes. I'm waiting for the Game and Arts Union side to pop up on me now. It's not. I see it's on my page, so that works. Go live. Bam. Okay. We are live. We are on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and the like. And we're going to get started right now. What's going on, guys? What's up? This is the Litt Room. I'm here with J.O. in the building. What's up, J.O.?
What's going on, Troy? Not
much, man. We're here to talk about some crazy things this week. Tell us what you got going on for yourself, man.
Not much, man. Just being a father, being a husband, and trying to navigate through this crazy world because it is definitely crazy. From people doing Australian hops to breakdancing. Y'all know what it is. I ain't gotta remind you. Yinka, what's good?
What's going on? I missed last week, but I'm here now. Chop it up, brothers.
Yes. Troy, what's good with you?
Shoot, man. That's me here in the city, man. Just hustling a lot. Picking up a few new places for karaoke and hosting. Branching out to more corporate events now. So if people want me to do some emceeing or trivia or the Troy Kelly experience, with a little bit of performances and karaoke and trivia all mixed with some DJing, they can grab me up. So besides that, just been I'm working on something in secret, a few things in secret, and hopefully soon I'll be able to talk more about that later. But I'm here, I'm alive.
Word. Before we jump in, what's the Troy Kell experience?
The Troy Kell's experience is basically where I host karaoke. We have trivia in between, like every 20 to 30 minutes. I DJ in between sets, so in between songs, or if it happens to be a little more relaxed at that time, I just do a lot more DJing. And of course, I perform throughout the night. So every 30 minutes or so, you might get a song from me, or depending on how many people happen to be at the event. So if we're packed out and the song list is crazy, then I'm like, okay, we gotta take it easy. But it's been good, and this is what I pretty much already do at most of my venues.
Right.
But some places kind of want that mixture, not just simply maybe karaoke or just simply trivia or just simply DJing. They want like an experience where you had a great song performance, I sing in between. Some of this karaoke, I put some hot music on, and we just keep it, flowing from there.
So that's kind of like your brand.
Yeah. It's the brand of the styling of it's like a variety show basically.
Gotcha.
You got the karaoke, you got the trivia for the people who don't want to sing karaoke. Sometimes we got games with Yinka. So me and Yinka are really Game and Arts Union. But me doing my own thing, it's the Troy Kell's experience, which it's not really video games, it's more trivia, more music related, focused. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
So so we just try to get things rocking. Speaking of breakdancing and
let's talk about
it. Crazy things that's been going on. New information has come out in regards to this Olympic breakdancer, if you can even call her that, the B girl. It seems that not only was she not supposed to be at the Olympics because her husband and her mother was on the judges panel. Her husband was part of the committee that decided between a group of 15 to 16 people who was representing Australia as the best dancer for the country, and somehow she won. Yes. And
so there may be like violations there.
Yes.
Okay. And is that why they're investigating it?
Yeah, because it was unfair to the other 15 to 16 people
who actually knew how to break dance.
Yeah. Exactly. You know, it's pretty ridiculous that no, like, as if she thought no one would notice. They showed a video of her husband dancing as well. He is, if not as bad, he's worse. So he shouldn't judge anything but paint drying on a wall. So that is how you do it wrong 400%. But yeah, I saw something recently that she had a quote saying she just wanted to have a vacation, a free vacation.
Oh no!
I saw the quote recently. I didn't see the video, but that was the most recent thing I saw this week, just yesterday. That she said she just wanted a free vacation.
Well, I remember. I think it was earlier this week. She sent out a message, and it was saying, "Please, give her the privacy and her family and her friends, and how she did this the bottom of her heart, and it was supposed to be heartfelt." But I was also listening to a comedian. I don't know if you guys know him, but he's all over the place. This dude is really, really funny. His name is Josh Johnson. And he made a good point. He's like, he says, it's not that he goes, it's not she did, but more so that they were pushing for her to do it. Like, you know what I mean? It's not like she was bad. It was that she was bad and they selected her. So, look, if there's violations for people that go out of the village during their time in the Olympic Village. Like there's curfews, there's all kinds of qualifications and things that you have to abide by, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
There also are standards in which they pick these people. But if you just throw those standards out when there's real people that are really putting forth an effort, and I'm not saying she did not put forth an effort.
Right.
But when you're doing stuff like she did, you have to go to the top and be like, all right, we'll get to you later. Let's get to who picked you first. Right. You know what I mean? Like let's get to who's put you in that slot for Australia.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's our first time making this a sport in the Olympics, and this is what you come out with. You looking like a meerkat, like, you know what I'm saying? Like a dingo ate your baby. Like, this is you coming from Australia with made up moves that they didn't even do in breakdancing.
But she just broke. She wasn't breakdancing. She just broke. That's what happened. She thought she was killing it. She got the tongue out. Some weird kangaroo kick.
She looked like the only thing she was missing was a sign that says "We'll dance for food." Because that looked like she was broke. It does look like she was broke.
I think it's crazy that anybody. I think it's crazy that she thought herself was ready to be at the Olympics.
What?
To be seen by the world doing that. What does her B-boy group look like? If they think that that's okay, and he has a company that was able to get the Olympics to co-sign him as being the authority of B-boy people, did they not watch this man dance in actual life?
And if anyone has ever seen any kind of dance routines, I mean, even to the latest dance routines, like the Les Twins or, the competitions that they be doing, it's amazing. What she did was not.
It was horrific. It was horrific.
It's crazy because I watched it live, right? Like I was looking forward to the breakdancing. You talking about Facebook, I was telling everybody, breakdancing Friday.
Yeah.
I was looking forward to it, especially after, being from New York. Like, all right, we're gonna have somebody out there represent us,
Absolutely.
So the women was first. I watched the women, and I saw when she came out. So I watched, and again, like I didn't know what to expect. First off, as people come out to breakdance, like I didn't even know it was like a one-on-one competition. I was expecting you have your crew behind you. I thought that would be cool. But there's the one-on-one and stuff like and it's funny, like so watching it live, watching what happened because first off the announcers for the event. They were very, very dry, is the best way of saying it. I would prefer the announcers would have been mad hype and talking about, they out here busting 180s or something. But the announcers were very, very Olympic as announcers, like, oh, And here you see them do the alphabet's very nice, and they did look at that freeze there, and the 180 handstand, and,
right.
And I was also that's one thing that really took you kind of out of it, but watching her perform when she did it, right? So it's like a lot of performances, even like when she did like a little kangaroo bunny hop situation thing, like so. Like that didn't even happen like when she was actually dancing per se, because that was like when she was watching the other person dance, So when she did it again, like when you watch it live, it's like okay, that's just her reacting to the other person dancing, But okay, you're from Australia, like that might be a little cute thing, And again, like her moves are very lackluster. But again, while you're watching in the middle of the competition when the other person's there battling her, then it's like okay, yeah, she sucks. But it's more of being in the middle of competition. Okay, yeah, she's not going to win. Move on to the next person. Where you watch it, it's like, let's move on. It wasn't until like after.
Yeah.
Now when everybody reacts and we see all the memes, they look back. They're like, okay.
Well, I know the essence of New York and breakdancing and where it came from. Like I didn't need to do research. No, you know what I mean? To know. And that's just my culture, right? I know breakdancing. My dad and my mom was, yes, you got groups when people are dancing, you kind of like mock them with your side dances. I get where it comes from, but at no point did I think when she went, I was like, she's probably saving her best for last.
No, I agree. There's no point I thought that she had more to give.
No. I was like, she done.
I think she did. She just left. That's the best for last. She left.
To go 18-0, 18-0, and 18-0, like you get no points.
She's horrible.
Yeah, she's horrible.
She, like I said, her best move is when she walked off stage.
The other thing, the other side of it that really, really upsets me though was the fact that I got to watch the women live. I thought the women were fantastic.
Yeah.
Saturday was the men, but I was out to do some work, so I didn't come back and watch the men. But I haven't had much time to watch the men. And then obviously everything that came out about her in the breakdancing, so then now there's no breakdancing next year. They took the competitions out. No more.
Did they take it out?
They took it out.
Oh. But there's supposed
to be a Paralympic breakdancing team. That's out.
Well,
that's not even in Paralympics anymore.
Right.
And then now on Paramount
dancing.
So my boy was watching. He said he had seen the team, so I was looking forward to seeing what that was going to be about. But anyway, and then now even like on Paramount or whatever the website that the Women's Repeat showed on, if you go to the breaking section, all of it's gone now.
Like you gotta be pretty bad for them to remove it.
And what sucks, I mean, my wife was talking about, what sucks the most is that one, I didn't get to see the men break dance. I want to see the men break dance. They were really good. Because from the highlights I've seen, the men were fantastic.
Yeah, they were. They did a really
good. But what sucks, what I feel personally really, really sucks is that everybody else who came to perform, like medals were handed out for this. Because people won medals. Everybody else came to perform and did great jobs. They should still be able to be shown.
Right.
But even like, who's going to try to YouTube it right now? You can't even find the men.
I don't know who won at all.
It was I think it was somebody from Japan. It was an Asian gentleman who won the men.
Yeah.
But again, like I said, you can't even find it. It's saying can't even find the proper clips. I don't know what
that's because she's flooding the airway. Like
that's the one part. That's the one part that really sucks. Like the memes are funny. I'm laughing with everybody else. Don't get me wrong. But I wanted to watch the competition. Again, like I said, these people they went out there, did their thing. They won medals. Yeah. They still be shown. To be shown that what they did.
Right.
So that's the main thing that really, really upsets me about it.
That's the problem when these crazy things happen. Like just like back with the was it the Oscars, right? When Will Smith slapped Chris Rock, and out of all the things that happened, remember that that's the most prominent thing.
I think with that, the one thing that stuck out to me was that Will Smith got to go sit back down and then got an Oscar. Like he then won. Like I was like, yo, that's when I knew. I was like, oh, they playing this. Because there's two things you can't do, right? You can't slap me and then go take your seat.
Right.
You can slap me, but you can't take it. Like you got to choose, right? One of those.
Yeah.
You either stay in your seat or you get up and try to slap me. You ain't gonna slap me, then try to go back to your seat. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And so and I agree with Yinka. I think it sucks that now they're removing it. I didn't hear that, and that sucks, man.
Yeah.
The first year that it's there, they're gonna remove it.
Well, not being the next Olympics, and next Olympics is in LA.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Well, it's not breaking.
I had read that exact same information. Then I heard that technically it just wasn't scheduled. It's been removed.
Well, they got 4 years to schedule it.
Yeah, hopefully.
If Yinka's telling me they're removing it now.
No, that's what they had said initially too. And then recently they said it just wasn't scheduled. They're not saying that they're going to schedule it. It's just wordplay. You know, they're just saying it wasn't scheduled. As that's scheduled for the next Olympics. So I was like, it sounds like, you know, corporate speak. Like, you know,
it ain't coming back.
It won't be back.
Yeah, that's that corporate jargon right there.
Yeah, you know, I was like,
we haven't gotten around to schedule it yet.
You got 4 years. What you mean? You up now?
I'm like, okay, all right. The Olympics just ended. It's like we have
that office on the paper, like, no more breaking.
Exactly. I'm surprised people stayed so focused when they were watching this convulsion happen.
I watched it live, and it was like, I don't know, you're just in the moment. So I was like, all right, whatever. She sucks. On to the next one.
Yeah,
but after you see the replays now, I was like, damn. Yeah, she wasn't that bad.
Pretty much. You know what I miss nowadays? Remember back in the day on Nintendo and like PlayStation and stuff, they had like the Olympic games you can like buy and play.
Oh yeah.
Olympics, like, you know, Winter Games and and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I used to love those games so much, and they had like all this different weird variety of stuff you can do. But I don't think they really make games like that except for like Mario and Sonic Yeah, and I feel like those games are okay, but they're not on the level of what I feel like they used to be. Maybe it's just nostalgia.
If you remember, track and field came with Mario and Duck Hunt.
It
was like a 3. It was like, huh?
You go like the first Nintendo game?
Yeah. So you had Mario, you
Power Pad.
Yes, exactly. You had to do it really, really quickly, and then release when you wanted to jump over the hurdle. Like it was.
Yes. As my 8-year-old self took a long time to figure that out.
Yes.
Running to the hurdles, like, how come this shit don't never work?
Yeah.
I wasn't jumping, trying to jump over the hurdle. There wasn't nobody thinking about that. How technology works.
That was amazing, man. I was like a big fan of Olympic games. Like I just thought they were just always such amazing games. That like California games, that was not the same, but you know, similar concept, like, you know, weird stuff, biking and sandbags and stuff like that. I used to love those games, you know, and I don't think that we have the same quality. Not to knock Mario and Sonic. I have the Mario Sonic games. That's all we got at this point. We used to have some real, like, authentic, cool games from Sega and Konami and all these other different companies, and we just don't really have that. I feel like the magic of the Olympics has kind of died down a bit. I barely watched it this year, honestly. You know, I saw slithers, and most of it was on YouTube about someone dancing, quote unquote.
I think. Well, I think what happened was they tried to draw attention to the Olympics back in the day. So therefore, they would make the games that would, that would emulate the Olympics and maybe draw more crowds. Now, what they're doing is they're building up this whole media based on the Olympics, so that there's such a huge hype. Rio, Brazil, like all these places, Paris. Now there's so much theatrics that go into it.
Yeah.
You're just like, I want to watch this. I want to watch this because I want to see how they're doing it. That way it seems like every little thing is made into some huge thing. Yeah. Why? Because it's the Olympics. For example, that dude, the runner, the sprinter, fastest man alive. Laos, you know what I'm saying? He got called on the carpet for making some, and listen, he's not wrong for what he said, but the way he said it was real suspect. He was asked a question about, USA men's basketball team winning the championship. Okay. And he was like, it's different than NBA. Like they're not they're not world champions if they win in the NBA. Yeah, you got some people that are sprinkled in from all over the world, but the stage of the Olympics is the world, right? You got everyone from all over the world representing for their country. So then you can say, you know, whoever wins, they win the world championship.
Yeah.
But he's like, when you win the NBA championship, that ain't the world.
Yeah.
And he's right, but he just kind of like poured a little salt on it. And now you got the whole NBA mad at him. You got people wanting to race him, like all of this stuff because he said this thing. And I'm just like, dang, you know.
People say that about every sport in America, because every American sport, when you win it, it's a world championship.
World, but it's not. It's not. I get it. Right, it's not the world. Yeah. It's the United States of America. Look, you can name it. You can name it 3, 4, even 5 other things. You don't have to name the world. Yeah. It's not the world.
Yeah.
If I got one Croatia guy on my team and I'm the Boston Celtics, we're not the world. Like,
exactly.
Stop. Stop. I am so much happy being a Boston Celtics and we just won the championship this year than saying we're the world champion. I don't need that title.
Mm-hmm.
We're the NBA champion.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And so
I mean, but hey, I mean, saying that you're a world champion, you defeated, you know.
Right. Now that's different. You know what I'm saying? USA defeated Serbia and then went on to defeat France. I get it. Now you get all the kudos. You are the world champs.
Right.
For the Olympics. Even that, right? You still have to put a tiny asterisk like for the Olympics.
I mean, this is supposed to be, well, you know, once again, this is me trying, I don't think anything was comparable to the NBA in other countries. I guess we got those people. You know what I'm saying? So while NBA is NBA here in America, you know. And China
you got the Euro League. You got Euro League. You have all kinds of other leagues. You have the league in China. Like there's leagues all over the world.
Yeah,
yeah. Because I know before it used to be like when the Olympics came around, say like it was like Yao Ming, he would go play for his country.
Yes.
Like, do people still do that?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
People that are on the same team play for other teams. For example, Luka Doncic and the Joker plays in Serbia. Luka play, you know what I'm saying? Like they play in their home, you know, they play where they were born. They represent. And it's a pride thing. And I don't, you know, kudos to them for that. Like they play for their
I think you should.
Yeah, and they should, rightfully so. A lot of people play for Canada. A lot of people lost in Canada. Big names. Like and that's the part, right? Like if LeBron was Canadian, he would play for Canada. Maybe. USA would put a hurting on LeBron in Canada because of the type of. Now I'm saying USA has enough talent, to beat these people, because some of these nations don't have these well-named, well-groomed, well-scouted, well-talented people like Serbia, Canada, you know what I'm saying, Yugoslavia, Sudan. Like they got, but you know, these are well-named. Curry, LeBron James. Imagine if they were scattered all over somewhere else. Yeah. It wouldn't be the same.
It wouldn't.
It would not be the same.
Yeah.
So
the landscape would be very different.
Yeah, it's right too. Just like for the track for the men's 100, the person who won, the American who won, he's not American.
Yeah. Right. right.
You
so you know, if your mom was born in Ghana, but you were born in the United States, you now have a chance. You now have a choice. You can play for Ghana. You can play for the United States. That's up to you.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
He goes from America, and now the backlash came after he won. After he barely won. I'm Jamaican.
Barely. Oh.
We should have ran again. You won by 1.5.
Mom was the word. Mom was the word before he won anything. He was tight-lipped. He wasn't saying nothing.
Right.
He got a medal ripped around his neck and went
his mama showed up. Everybody was on the computers. Where's mama from?
Yeah. Yep.
Right.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah, but they still should have ran again.
It just goes to show you, man, that, you know, everyone is nobody until they win. And now they want to be somebody.
Yes.
You know, and they want to show, they want to stick out their chest, and that's fine because you backed it up, right? You can prove it. Okay, cool. But that doesn't mean you just pummel everybody else down. And that's why I like what USA did. They were like, you know what? We give much respect to Serbia. We give much respect to France. You know what I mean? They did it. But when you got people like, you know, LeBron and Curry and freaking, you know, Devin Booker and Kevin Durant, like, oh, jeez, man. And Embiid. That's a starting five right there on any roster. Please, it don't matter who you got on the other side.
Yeah, you got like another original dream team.
Right. Now, if you're talking about individuals like Lyles or freaking Shakira Richardson, she's a beast. But they don't always. She's the fastest woman in the world. He's the fastest man in the world. Yet when they came to the Olympics, you'd be like, I thought you were supposed to win gold. And they didn't. She didn't win gold until the relay.
Yeah.
He barely squeaked by with the 100. So it's like, yes, you may be the fastest in the world, but that don't really, like Jay said, it don't really, you know, mean anything until you get on that Olympic stage.
Yeah.
And what's here in America don't always make sense over there.
Right.
Yep.
So,
and that's
man.
That is the case. Let's move on to movies. There's a lot of movies coming out actually now.
Coming out. I'm about to go Google right now. What's coming out?
I'm not saying. Well, Borderlands came out this recently.
Borderlands. Because I want. First off, any y'all ever play that game?
I did. We do own it. Technically, we own it. We have all of them at this point. I mean, most of them we got for free. I mean, I bought Borderlands 1 and I think 2. I know we have 3 and the pre-sequel. I bought the pre-sequel. I got like in a bundle.
I've never played Borderlands.
Yeah, I mean, I really liked it when I first started playing it. It's one of those games where it's you and your boys going out and it's you're looting and shooting stuff, first person style, and it was
looting and shooting.
Yeah, that's pretty much.
I like the shooters, but
whenever you turn it into a movie, and here's the part that I have issues with, right? Like some games don't make great movies.
Most games don't, but
they killed it. They killed it with The Last of Us. The Last of Us, they crushed it.
They did a good TV show.
They did a really good job on that one, and they're coming out with The Last of Us. I guess I don't know.
The next part 2 story.
Yeah. Part 2. Okay.
I played part 2. I think it's gonna be a great story. As long as stick to the game story. That's it.
There you go. Stick to the game.
Won't mess up.
Yep. And I also have a thing about Kevin Hart. I don't really like to see Kevin Hart in any movies that I have to take serious. He doesn't take serious. He don't. Jumanji, nope. You know,
I like Jumanji.
It was just bad. CIA, nope. I don't want to see. And then Borderlands, the commercials in Borderlands make me like, man, I gotta veto this movie too. Come on, show me something in the previews that's gonna get me like, you know what? All right, I'm gonna check this one out.
It was funny. Again, I don't know much about Borderlands, but for the previews, the little robot that was Jack Black was voicing the robot.
Yeah.
Jack Black was voicing the little robot.
Yeah,
that's the most entertaining thing I saw.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm always hoping that video game movies do well, so we can have more of them. And we're starting to get them slowly trickled in because we've been doing really good with like the Sonic movie and Super Mario and there was something that came out, but some of us. Castlevania was phenomenal on Netflix.
Nocturnal was out. I haven't seen it yet.
I tried to start seeing a little bit, and I just kind of turned me off a little bit. Maybe it's the voice cast or something. I just couldn't get through the first episode, so I'm gonna try to do so maybe today or tomorrow.
Yeah, I gotta watch that. That's on my to watch list because the first 2 chapters were amazing. Like they were just phenomenal.
Yeah, it was incredible, but it's just how it is. My goddaughter. Oh.
Say hi.
Yeah, actually, you're funny. I was trying to watch Nocturnal too. I did not make it through.
No, you didn't.
I'm the anime man. Anime's my one, but yeah, I did not finish Nocturnal. I was watching it. I didn't think it was terrible. I did not think it was terrible, but it didn't keep me.
The Nocturnal one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. The first episode, I was like a few minutes in. I was like, I don't know, this is not working. This is not. It's not grabbing me at all. But what has been grabbing me lately?
Get the trash out the way now.
Exactly. No, so I've been, you know, I know most of us are into anime and manga. I like manhwas.
Which one?
Huh?
Manhwas, I think the Korean.
The Korean mangas.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, I'm addicted to these YouTube channels that summarize like everything for like the manhwas, and I don't do it for the mangas as much because I kind of tend to read the mangas. But now I'm back on my manhwas, so I'm gonna have to stop watching all of them. I watch all the recap stuff on YouTube for all the movies and stuff that I don't want to see, or I do want to see, but they're foreign films. So I'm like, I'll just watch it this way. So I love YouTube for that purpose. And there's a number of manhwas that I like better than a lot of the manga I've read. Like, there's some amazing ones. Like New Breakers is like insane. There's one called Insector, which I just checked out this week, which is insane. It's about this kid who has a hole in the side of his neck that ants live in, and it's crazy. It is crazy. And the ants.
You're not selling me. You're not selling me. It ain't so far no good to me.
I know. That's why I like it. They go on this like weird, different, you know, tangent how they do things. But the ants they live inside of him, but they also give him abilities and powers. He can put them on like a suit of armor. He can make them turn into like doppelgangers, and they can fight on his behalf. It's real crazy. But he has to feed them other insect beings. And if he doesn't, the ants will eat him, and he'll eat them up inside.
They turn on him.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's a crazy thing. But yeah, it's interesting in how it all works and all this other stuff. So there's a few.
I also like anime, but I like the anime where it makes me want to go back and read the actual manga. Like there's been shows that I've watched that I'm like, no, this can't be the end. Like, I need to go and see what really happened.
Exactly.
If that makes sense. There's this one out we talked about it last week called Hell's Paradise.
Oh, I've been telling everyone to watch.
I had to stop. I had to stop watching it just to go back and read it. And I mean, I read it online, but I needed to know what was going on.
So they're going to make the next season, so I refuse to read it. I'm just like, nope. I'm going to wait because I watched it. I think it's amazing. I was like, I'm going to wait.
It is by far, it is fantastic.
Yeah.
And it left me looking on the internet, finding out when the next one's coming out. That's how great it was.
Yeah.
And that's how I love anime that leaves me that thirsty.
Absolutely. You know, it is. Once you get started, you're like, I got to finish this. This is too good. I'm glad that especially back in the day. I think I was talking to John about this, and shout out to Frostfire. He's in the in our chat. We were talking about Dragon Ball Z back in the day when we were kids, and how do you get your anime? You had to wake up super early on a Saturday morning to see, or Sunday morning to be able to see Dragon Ball at like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. I remember doing that, and I was like, yeah, this is kind of rough on me. As a kid who wants to sleep on the weekend, you know what I'm saying? I got to wake up at 5 a.m. to see this thing. Or it's having to go to Neo Crash or different stores to be able to buy these tapes. You get 4 for 20, and they give you a 5th one for free or something like that.
Let's talk about my drug dealing, but
basically your anime drug dealer, basically, you know, and they would put like 3 episodes on there, and you'd be like, oh, I gotta come back, I gotta do this again, you know. So it was a lot of fun to get it that way, and then the internet became really big. So now we were able to download off the internet, and there was different sources you can get it from. And now anime is just like everywhere. It's on Netflix. It's on. You have your own stations. You can buy the books, the mangas now directly now. I'm like, this is crazy. Do we have Shonen Jump here in America now? Right?
No.
Not anymore.
Well, there's a translated Jump you can get online, but they're not. I'm actually no. I think they sell the translated books also. But you got to find the store.
Gotcha.
But I think they sell the translated Jumps of physical books.
I was like, that's crazy to think about that. Because back in the day, it was like you might get a couple of
only one language. You need to look at the pictures.
Exactly. Figure it out.
Figure it out what's going on.
Basically. So, it's amazing how things change, and now we have such easy access to these things. And of course, one of my favorite animes is JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Absolutely love that.
Killed that. Put a hole in that one.
Oh my God, right?
That one's just crazy.
It's just one of my favorite things to see. I'm about to read the mangas right now, but it's like another 3 chapters ahead. Or 3 seasons ahead, I should say.
I must have binge watched 102 episodes of that thing.
Easily. It was like, I don't know how they come up with these ideas. What
you would have thought I was unemployed. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Netflix they have become the server of all servers for me.
Yeah,
they are appealing to me, and that's why I take the time to be like, did you like it or did you love it? I'm like, loved it, and they be sending me stuff. I'm like, you will probably love this, and I'm like, you are right. I love this. That's why they sent me Hell's Paradise, and I was like, let me check it out.
Yeah,
could not put it down.
Shoot. Well, I mean, there was. Did you guys get a chance to see the Yu Yu Hakusho movie, or the series rather on Netflix? Yeah, I
watched like the first 2-3 episodes, and I was like, nah.
What was it? What is it?
Yu Yu Hakusho.
Yeah, Yu Yu Hakusho. It's a older.
Oh, the guys in the green suit. Yeah. I did end up watching it. Yeah.
That I thought it was okay. I didn't like the liberties that were taken in regards to the story and how things progressed personally. Because as someone who watched at least the main intro parts of the anime, like, I was like, why did they switch this up? Why did they change this? Where's this character? Why this person gone? Like, it was a lot of pieces. I'm like, this doesn't make sense.
I didn't know of any of it. I didn't know of the cartoon before I watched it.
Gotcha.
But what I did like was the effects. They had some good effects in it. Like this dude, when he was at the hospital, they were fighting, and then I don't know why they stopped fighting, but they went in the hospital room, and now someone's sister's laying on the bed, and I was just like, but then someone's using their powers to go and like heal this person, and I was like, oh, okay. Or he's jumping from roof to roof, trying to chase the car.
Yeah. I mean, I would say if you have a chance, watch
the animated.
Definitely watch the anime.
Watch the anime. It's a classic anime.
And finishes the whole story too.
Yes, it's complete. One Piece was phenomenal on Netflix, which I was very surprised. But my favorite anime films, sets, Rurouni Kenshin, absolutely insane. Those movies are insane. Like, I would buy the collection of all, I think it's 5 films at this point now. They are incredible. Live
action?
The live action Rurouni Kenshin is absolutely phenomenal.
They're on Netflix now, I believe, the first 3.
Yeah, I know one in well, technically it's 4 and 5, but it's really the beginning and the end. So you get the end first, and then they give you the beginning afterward, which is weird. And then there's 3 films in between, but they don't have the 3 films in between, which kind of sucks. I have them downloaded, but I want to buy them. Like, I want them on like official like box set, like DVDs. It is incredible. If you have not seen it, I highly recommend it because it is phenomenal.
And they started doing the anime again.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised.
They want to follow the manga story this time.
That sounds good, because I definitely want to check that out. The movies, if you can see them, watch them. There's 5 of them that I know of. And the last 2 that came out was the end and then the beginnings, which is like the ending of everything, and then there's the beginning of how it started. So he's like, Samurai X at the time, and then he becomes,
So I feel like we can't give them their flowers without shaking off the dirt.
Mhm.
So the dirt part that I don't like is if you've ever watched any of the animes, when it comes down to Americans, they
Mhm.
make us seem dumb as ish.
Yeah.
We are the dumbest of the dumb. Even when they try to do our accents, it is just terrible.
Yeah.
I recently finished last night. Finished watching this thing called Impact Rising. It's a golf anime
Mhm.
with like one American kid in it, and oh man, they make him seem like the dumbest kid. But he can hit the he can hit the golf ball. But
Oh,
I
the golfing one.
realized,
Oh,
huh?
God. Oh, the golfing anime.
Yeah, it's a golfing anime. But I realized like they make him seem really stupid and childish, and just saying things like honky talk and all this other like it really was like over the top, and I'm like, come on, man, like we know you probably view us like this,
Mhm.
but come on. And in any anime, it doesn't matter if you're watching a golf anime, it doesn't, the girls' breasts are busting out of their blouse. It don't even matter. They could be a school teacher. Hero Academia. I just finished that.
Oh, they
Busting out.
they
Look at that. It's fantastic.
Buzzing makes me
service
feel
fan.
good. It
they freaks out there.
everybody, like, you know what I mean? Like it's just and I just think that it's a little bit condescending to Americans that this is how they view us. Like,
Yeah.
hey, I don't really know that much, but I can swing this thing. It's like,
I mean, yeah, it does happen, and I guess that's part of There's a very big culture of that. I mean, look at the Xbox. The Microsoft Xbox does not do well. Anything American does not do very well out in Japan. I shouldn't say everything, but a lot of things don't work or are not purchased. The numbers for Xbox sales in Japan is like what we do in a month here in America, like in total. Like, it's crazy. They do not like American items. They feel like it's inferior, and it's this whole like Western.
Yet they continue to produce at mass products that come to America. For example, Nintendo. They didn't view it to stay in. No, they wanted to produce at mass and then bring it to us. That's why all these games that we got, are translated in English.
Well, I mean, it's also a lot of the games, especially at that time, Japanese games were just better in craftsmanship. Just it was unique stories, and it was different, and the work ethic was so much more focused than an American work ethic, where it's like, let's make money right now, put the same crap again. I mean, look at Madden. Madden is pretty much the same game. Look at most sports games. It's pretty much the same game with slight updates that they barely even change most of the logos in game. But sometimes you can see the original last year's game logo in the damn stadium. And they just didn't make any real changes. It's little slight updates and little changes.
Yeah, I mean, but okay, and I see your point. Here's my rebuttal to your good point that you just made.
Mm-hmm.
If you actually go by football, there's very little changes that are made to stadiums, to team helmets, to team uniforms, and you can get retro and all that stuff. But yeah, so that's why Madden 25 looks very similar to Madden 24, which looks very similar to Madden 23. I mean, there's not a lot that's unless something has changed, unless the Dallas Cowboys now has 2 stars instead of 1, you're not going to see too much of a change, which makes it easier for sports because all they have to do is take a kid from a college team and put them on a sports team, and now guess what? You got an updated roster. Like it's simple.
Right. Well, I mean, that element, yes. I mean, it comes down to I don't mean like the game itself. I mean like gameplay. Like for example, back in the day, we had NFL Street, which was radically different than Blitz, which was radically different than Blitz Pro, which is different from a Madden. They all had their own flavors, and even 2K versus Madden. They all had their own flavors, and every version, someone will say, I like Madden. For example, me and Dre, we were playing online, and we played Madden 07. First, I put on 08. He was like, got to put on 07. He was like, 07 is my game, because the game had different mechanics. and it felt different. I'm not talking about like the changing of the roster. And that stuff can be done easily with updates. As much as they shove down microtransactions and DLC down our throat and virtual currencies down our throat, we know that whether you get LeBron today in NBA 2K or next year's version, you have to do it all over again, and you have less than 1% chance to get LeBron in the new game as you did last time. It doesn't even carry over, and they want you to spend over almost half. Almost $100,000 to possibly get a LeBron James, just for not to carry over. This is intentionally done.
Absolutely, and the reason why it's intentionally done because it intentionally works. This is the same reason why you can play 2K25 and it still has Jordan on the cover. You know what I'm saying? And then on the inside, you got Jason Tatum that just won the championship. Why are you still got Kobe? And why do you still have Jordan? You know what I'm saying? As playable characters, and Jordan's doing the silhouette dunk. He's the jump, like all of this stuff, because people are gonna want to buy the deluxe edition for $99.99.
Right.
Same reason they do the Call of Duty. Now you got the Call of Duty 6 coming out. It ain't no look. And some of these Call of Duties, they be bombing.
Yeah.
They be terrible.
Yes.
But you know what? They know people are still going to line up hours and hours and hours on end just to buy it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we're going to be on the Call of Duty 6 when it comes out of Black Ops 6.
Yeah.
I'm going to be on that. Like, listen, it's Black Ops. All right, listen. And y'all know it's Black Ops. It's Black Ops. Your boy is in. We are in there.
Yep.
It needs to be done, but at the same token, it is a money-making machine. That's why I think people are going more retro lately. A lot more mini consoles coming out. A lot more people want to go retro because retro, we were a lot more original, a lot more imagination was there. But now it's going to be Tekken 8, Tekken 9, Tekken 10, Street Fighter 7, 8, 9, because it's a guaranteed money maker. And nothing necessarily new, but small branches will come out from Street Fighter. Small branches will come out from Tekken, or Soul Calibur or something similar. Call of Duty, the Fortnites, they'll slightly evolve every year with a new chapter and add new things into it, which is cool.
As long as you can add more skins to Fortnite, that game will never die. That game will never. I mean, think about it. As long as there's new movies out, they already got Beetlejuice.
As long as pop culture exists.
Yes, agreed.
Fortnite will have something to put in there.
Right.
It's true.
And honestly, I don't play Fortnite, but I'm not mad at it either.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. I mean, it's not a bad game. Like it's just the whole battle royale stuff is not for me.
Yeah.
And
it's not meant for you. It's not meant. Yeah, this is not for 40-year-olds. This is.
But now Fortnite turned into that playground where guess what? We're adding other stuff in because now they added the racing in there.
Yeah, that's pretty.
That's
cool.
for me.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Now I gotta get Fortnite because I want to drive my Hot Wheels cars and fucking in the circle in the loop-de-loop.
Yeah, I was like, it was fire. I was like, that rocket racing was looking amazing. I was like, and they had Rock Band built into it too, and Lego World. I'm like, what the F? Like they went crazy. So I'm like, I'm gonna have to jump down on this real quick one time and check this out.
Because Fortnite's gonna make it to the point where it's I remember PlayStation Home. How that was. You didn't get to walk around. That was an actual good interactive and walk around, see everybody. There was a game I want to play. Them jumping over there. Come with me.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what Fortnite's going to turn into, which I think it should.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Which, by the way, PlayStation Home has been revived by a bunch of.
They've been trying that forever.
Yeah, they revived it, and so I think it was in public beta the last time I heard. But you can actually go back into PlayStation Home again, and some of the content has been restored.
Right. Guess what? 5 years it'll be absorbed by Fortnite.
Maybe. I mean, it's not official, so I mean, it's true. It's very true that the concept is still there, I guess. I really liked PlayStation Home. It wasn't the greatest thing ever, but it was the most multiplayer you're going to get socially on a PlayStation or on a home console. And I made a lot of good friends from PlayStation Home, and little cool mini games you can play with certain skins and certain add-ons you get from like Street Fighter or Resistance and the resistance areas and different resistance clothes. I thought that was pretty cool. I like that concept.
They're trying to do what a lot of people, I guess myself included, were thinking how like an online gaming hub was going to be. Like again, I get to go on, log as my character. Yeah. We'll see what's going on. Everybody's outside talking, want to talk to anybody, and that makes sense. Whatever game I was going to go play at the time, I could just walk over to that game and then start it up.
Yeah.
You know? So that's what PlayStation Home was going for. I think they did it pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, they should have kept that going because I think that would have really differentiated them from Xbox tremendously. You know, we're in a generation right now where I feel like all the big dog games are coming up for both systems. There's not really anything I want to play on the Xbox side. My Series X does not get any play.
I didn't even buy the new Xbox because there wasn't anything.
I didn't buy the Xbox One for that reason. I bought the Series X because I wanted to try to branch into some of the games that I was curious about, and I'm glad I got a chance to play those games. Then XCloud came out. I was like, you know, and I was a beta tester for that too, so I really didn't have to buy the Series X, but I wanted to play it natively on my system. And I'm glad I have the Xbox, but I don't play anything on it. Like I don't. But I think that Game Pass though is an amazing. I think if you have a Series X or you have an Xbox Series,
you have a computer.
or computer, you should have Game Pass. There's no reason for you not to have Game Pass. Everything you want to play is coming out day one from Microsoft, and that includes now Call of Duty now, which is insane. So, for example, me and Jay, that's $110 right there for us to get the deluxe version of that on PS5. We prefer the controllers, you know, and it's, you know, most of our friends are also on PS5. But I have Game Pass as well, which means I'm going to have it for free on the Xbox side, and I don't have to pay anything other than my $14 a month.
Yeah, but you also don't get bare bones on that one.
Yeah,
you're not getting any kind of anything.
Yeah, they're not giving you anything extra. I think also because they have a contract with Sony.
Yeah,
well, a lot of exclusive stuff with PlayStation, so they can't break that contract either way. But the fact that they can bring it out first and earlier than Sony can was quite the quick jab at them, which I thought was interesting. But that being said, there's nothing really that I want to play on Xbox, and sadly, there's not much I'm looking forward to on the PS5 either right now.
Yeah.
I kind of just recycle games on PS5 for the play.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like, for example, I didn't know that Hero Academia had a Rumble game on PS5, and I love it. I've been playing it. I love it. But I wouldn't have loved it if I didn't see Hero Academia.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Now I know the characters. I know their powers. You know what I'm saying? I know their limitations. I know their weaknesses and flaws. I'm like, I'm in. I'm in. And it just came out last year. So there's a lot of games I don't even know about.
Yeah.
You know, but only thing they're missing now, probably is a stripper game.
I'm certainly got that too somewhere.
I'm sure at some point.
Just check the store for indie classics. Shoot.
Oh man.
That's the fun thing about Steam. Steam has all those type of games.
I love Steam. My favorite game for Steam, and the only game I've ever played, is that High on Life, that Rick and Morty ish.
Yeah.
Well, that game was fire.
Yeah, that game was crazy.
I can't play it around my baby, but I mean, once she went to sleep, boy, I was all about that game.
Yeah,
I was all about that game.
That is a good game. I haven't got a chance to beat that yet.
It's really fun. It's fun, man. It's once you get the buttons down, it's really, really fun.
Gotcha. I got it.
And it's hilarious too. Like it's like watching Rick and Morty, except you're controlling, you know. Yeah. You're controlling Morty.
See, that's dope. I like that. That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's
so on Steam, there's a MMO. It's called League of Maidens.
League of Maidens.
Oh.
That is the best. We're gonna go with a stripper game.
Oh, it's a stripper game.
It's not a stripper game. It's an MMO. We run around and shoot people, but.
Oh wow!
Okay, when y'all take a look and you understand exactly.
Yeah, I'm sure their braziers are busting out of their freaking
It's a League of Maidens.
Maidens.
I'm almost afraid to go to Steam and see this. To be honest with you, let me see.
It's on Steam. It's League of Maidens. I played it. I was like, all right, I see what they were going to do here.
See, I love Steam, but Steam always has the craziest sales all the time. Like especially during summer, like you'll be sitting on like 300,000 games. Like, how did this happen?
Epic Game Launcher, Epic Store.
I knew it. Like this girl ain't got
Oh,
no panties whatsoever. Like it don't make no sense.
oh man.
Which so I got a question. I got a question.
Watchers to check it out themselves. I don't want to get demonetized on YouTube.
But yeah, don't put it on the screen.
You know.
I got a question.
Hmm.
Is there such a thing as proper etiquette when you go to see a stripper? Hold on. For the stripper.
But for how the stripper should act?
Yes. Not for the patron, but for the stripper.
Okay. So
since we're talking
I'm not
about
a stripper anymore.
He's like, I'm not a stripper. I stopped that years ago.
Just yesterday.
So a few of my friends, my best friends are strippers. They are dancers. They are pole workers. So let's talk about it. When I first started using a strip club, I first met strippers. Started we started to talk to them. I thought they were very soulless beings.
Soulless.
Okay? I thought they were very soulless beings, strippers, when I first started meeting them. Because they were just like, I think my money, again, there's a lie to your face, like, oh, you're so nice, and they take my money, and you never talk to me again in your life, But as I got to actually, meet some and be friends with them, then now we hang out. Like now I see there's a difference. Some of them are still soulless, but then some of them are actually really nice people. So as for the people strip etiquette, so now then. So it's kind of funny, like the way that the industry works for them, because most of the female strippers are competing against the bartenders. Is one thing. Right. Two, like there's a cover charge that they got to pay to even work that night, and then try to get their tips and stuff like that. So when it comes down to their etiquette, it's one is that it's because they're told wherever, it depends on which gentleman club that you go to on and how things are done. We say, but let's go to New York since I live here. Again, like you'll do like the lap dances or table dances. It's per song.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah. So for the females, for their etiquette, they should be that should be explained to the person, whoever they're dancing to. $20 a song.
Okay.
Right, but they won't stop dancing.
Okay. Yeah, there we go. Right. So now you have to interject. You have to be like, thank you. That's I'm good.
yeah. You gotta be like that. When it's and again, one, most guys won't do that. Because one, they're either feeling the girl, they like them, or two, you want to be that guy. To be like, get off me, girl.
Or like, oh, you really are feeling me. Maybe that's why you're dancing this extra song. Like, no, actually, I'm dancing this extra song because I want an additional $20.
Exactly. The stripper's job, the stripper's job is to make you fall in love with them. That's their job. To make you feel special, make you feel like, and saying I want to see this girl again. I want to come here and spend my money. Right. I want to go use the ATM that charges me $20.
I want to put our grandkids through college.
Exactly.
We talked about this last week, and then after we talked about it, I talked to my wife about it, and she's a strong advocate for strippers should be unionized. And we had this whole discussion, and I was like, well, what is the etiquette of a stripper? Like there needs now, because once you bring a union in, now you have rules and regulations in which a stripper would need to follow.
Yeah.
In order not to be in violation of the union rules. There's union dues.
You have to go to each club because not all the clubs have different rules.
Yes, exactly.
And the girls are free to dance at any club they want as long as they get hired there.
See, yeah, that's good.
And then they'll come down to discrimination of size and age and other things like that. That's so it's don't get me wrong. I mean, maybe somebody could do it, but ain't nobody gonna do it. So, but because then it comes down to again if the girl would announce again how long the dance is, if they would announce again, if the next thing come down to like drinks, because a lot of them, because then you say I buy a bottle. Oh, matter of fact, let's go into the last. I was at strip club 2 weeks ago for my boy's birthday.
Yep.
Right. He brought his he had a 22-year-old son, a stepson. He came. I didn't know that it was his stepson's first time there.
Gotcha.
So we got in there and then they told me, but yeah, so we're in there now and my best friend, she's working. So she comes up to me. We see when she's in there dancing, people. Then when she's done, she walks around, comes talk to us. All the other random girls come and they go talk to my friends. So my friends talking to me. Saying we have like our stacks of money. So again, so our etiquette, again, if you have to use that stack of money, put it in your pocket.
Right. You know? Because that they think, or they can think that, hey, that stack, that's my stack.
And they try to do it.
As long as I'm doing whatever I'm doing, I'm good.
Yeah. So the perfect example was like, so with the guys, they put their stack on the table. One is if there's a rubber band on it, it's kind of okay, but if there's no rubber bands on it, there's a new stack. So the young kid, he's getting his dance from the girl because we gave her the 20, but then that money's on the table while she's dancing. She's picking up the money and throwing it on herself.
Oh.
And I'm sitting there talking to my friend. You know, I'm watching this like, so you're not gonna pick your money up off the table. You're gonna let her just take however much she wants and throw it. Is that like that whole stack, $100 gone from over one dance?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
And then again, it's on the floor. That's hers now.
Oh, is that the rule?
I mean, and that's
like an unwritten rule, like an unspoken rule. Like
that's true.
Yeah, I mean, if the money goes up in the air and goes back down, you can. So
unless you got a vacuum, mid air.
Yeah, so it's funny too. Like I've been in strip clubs before where like people I don't know, just random guys that come up to me and to be talking to me, they're like, "Oh, no, I throw my money when it falls on the floor, I pick it back up and I throw it again, make it seem like I got mad money."
What?
Guys like that.
You got to do what you got to do.
You know, guys like that. Like,
well, that's my point. Like that's my point. Like what? So what is the etiquette? I've only been to two strip clubs in my life, and I don't know the etiquette. I don't know the etiquette of the patron. My indication is this. My thought process is this. I'm going in a place that's not my home. I need to know, like, you know, all right, you dancing. I'm going by whatever she tells me.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I know. So if she's like, "Oh, $50, $100," and I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah. So that's what it comes down to. Again, the girls with souls, the girls without souls. You know, because different ones again, like you can tell like the real bad ones. For example, I went this one guy. I took him there his first time, and like we were supposed to get a lap dance, but the girl was like saying like, you know, I'm right here. Like the girl was like about like this far from him, dancing. You know, and he was still like he was getting handed her the money from a distance.
Dang.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm just
that's a drug transaction, ain't it? Peace out. I'll see you when I see you.
Oh, yeah, what Wi-Fi dance was that?
Yeah.
Exactly. That.
He was all like, "Oh, that was great. I loved it." You know, and I'm like, "Nah, I'm taking you somewhere better." You know, whereas then again, like I said,
what kind of Wi-Fi dance was that?
So that was in Manhattan that had happened. So there's another time I took somebody else to one in the Bronx, you know, and in the Bronx, the girls like they saying, "You better put a mask on. They've got stuff in your face."
Yo.
You know,
yeah.
And my boy, like, he wasn't used to that because he's used to like, you know, don't touch. Where we in the Bronx, you touch everything.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know, so that's why it comes to different strip clubs, different etiquettes, and then depending where you're at.
Got you.
You know,
if money's involved, you know, you don't want to be orbiting around Uranus. I'm sorry, I'm getting on that. I want to, you know what I'm saying? If money's involved, that whole Wi-Fi transfer situation you just described is crazy to me.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, you want to be in the vicinity of my butt cheeks? Yeah, pay me. That's wild. You know, you just go on a train. Like,
yeah. And then the other etiquette too, I guess I'll say for female stripper etiquette is if the stripper. So again, like I said, they're there to make money. So a lot of them look for. I mean, I feel like I'm use this old ass word. Look for jinx. You know, look for the old sugar daddy guy. You know, so that's when they might give you your number. Because they, you know. Or like you say, we give Instagram or social media, whatever it is,
right?
Because they got their fake names up there, you know. So that's the thing too. Like, if you want to like know if a stripper likes you, is one, that you give your number. Two, to get her real name.
Yeah. You know, you know what's funny? Dave Chappelle was talking about that. He was like, I walked in a strip club, and a girl gave me her real name, and I said, I'm leaving.
Yep, that's
good. I didn't come for that. I didn't come for. No, I get it. Like I'm not coming here, you know, for Diamond, aka, you know, Keisha Montgomery. Like I don't want that. You know, I don't want that on my conscience either. Like I don't want to go home and be like, I wonder if Letitia's gonna call me. No. She gave me a phone number, her real name. Why do I need to know her last 4 digits? of her social. No, I'm good on that. You
That
know?
is definitely something.
A lot of people, but some people do go there for that.
Yeah.
You know? People go there that good. All the T-Pain songs is true. Every song T-Pain sang about strip club is true.
I believe T-Pain. I believe he frequents in the strip club. I call him strip clubbery. I believe he frequents the strip clubberies. Yeah, man.
Yeah, I mean, but having that kind of dating that is not an easy thing. You need to be you need to be an exceptionally strong man to be able to, like, I know my possible future wife, fiance, girlfriend, whatever, is in the strip club tonight being felt up by a billion dudes, being hit on by a billion guys who may have more money, less money, better physique, less physique. You know, it's a lot. You know, it's already it's that way with your current girlfriend who doesn't. You know.
This is my current girlfriend looking like got a hunchback, one missing an arm. I'm not worried about that.
I also think that if you have met your female in the strip club, then you should be able to have a certain amount of security about your manhood, because she's probably bringing in more than you are. You know what I'm saying? So you got to check your ego at the door on that one. Like, you can't. I mean, how much can you complain about? Like, I'm tired of people squeezing your butt cheeks, and then every time I smack your butt, you get upset. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there has to be there can't be any blurred lines.
Well, no, it's. I mean, if you listen, I have no problem if my wife or girlfriend makes more money than me, or, you know, vice versa. I personally have a problem with it. I'm gonna do my part. Regardless, I'm gonna do my part regardless, and do what I can to make up, you know, for if I am, you know, the weakest link, let's say, in the situation, I gotta step my game up. I gotta do what I gotta do to make that stuff up. But it's a bit more complicated because sometimes you might be getting played if you're getting involved with a woman who happens to be of that type of nature.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying every woman is like that, not at all. It's just, you know, I've come across some women who are like, I ain't trying to get settled for nothing. I'm gonna use every guy I come across to get whatever the hell I can get, and I'm like, Dad. And they'll date you, they'll get married to you, and it's just a stepping stone for the next step, the next step, the next step. And I'm like, that is a pretty terrifying thing.
That's tough.
Yeah, it's not an easy thing. That's not cool, but.
I feel like the order is like it's bartenders, strippers, and then porn stars.
Yeah, you know what?
I have no rebuttal for that one.
Wow.
I don't know. See, that's once again, I don't know the industry like that, but I would imagine that bartenders are doing the exact same thing. I would imagine that porn stars are doing the exact. So just one quick thing about porn stars. Porn stars is like the BET network. It's black entertainment television. Porn is entertainment television.
Right.
Which means they can't make more money than what they made that one time. So guess what they have to do? They have to continue making more television so that they can continue to get more money. Mm-hmm. That makes sense. Being a porn star is like putting your single on the radio. They get money for spins, you know? Oh, they got 1 million some odd views. They're getting money off their spins, but their real money is when they go on tours, and their tours are making more videos.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's their entertainment. And I had to think about that the other day. Like, there are people that are trapped in their houses going to town off of porn entertainment television.
Yeah.
We call it PET, right? Yeah. It's like watching BET all day long. Except you are exhausting yourself off of this entertainment television. So I can definitely see bartenders being like, hey, what's your name, daddy? What you doing? I like girls and guys. I do this and that. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you slide me. Thank you for sliding me 20, 40, 60. But that's the same way that strippers do. Right? They want to give you everything that you came for and more, so that you come back. You know their name, you know their schedule.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you come there asking for them.
Yeah.
It's almost like a partnership almost. It's like, now that you know me, the next time you come here, you ask only for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you will get exactly what you got today and more.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I didn't know your name.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you're my friend.
Next thing you know, that you're talking about kids. Next thing you know, not your kids, you know, their kids or somebody else's kids. Next thing you know, you're talking about your hobbies. Not your hobbies, but their hobbies. Like it is a gamesmanship. I think you know there's a gamesmanship happening, and if you're not careful, it could be happening to you. And I understand, Troy, it's a tough kind of. I went to the strip club and I was just like, this ain't doing it for me. I saw this girl. She had a bullet wound. It looked like it was clean too. It went in and went out. Like, you know what I mean? It was like a little scar tissue. But I was just like, what am I doing? What am I doing here? And what do I do from here? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't really know her.
Right.
And all I know is what she tells me.
Right.
We're not dating. And even if we were dating, it's off the premise that I met you at a strip club, at your place of business, not mine.
Yeah.
So I don't control the narrative. You do. I can call you and be like, yo, you good? And you can press the FU button because you with another client.
Yeah.
And get back to me when you want. Like I just, for me, you know, I don't know, man. That's how it seems for me, and it seems that it can get very complicated, if truths aren't set in the very beginning. And how do you know if they are truths from the very very beginning? Like you said, Yanka, one of your best friends is a stripper, so the knowledge that you have probably came from her spilling the tea.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, putting you up on game. Like I don't know that. Like, you know what I'm saying, that junk sounds wild to me. You know, and that's why you won't find me. You will find me at a strip club, but you won't find me engaging. I don't want to engage.
Yeah, I mean, it's not for everybody, and it's one of those things that it's. I think it was exciting in the beginning, like, oh, it's just, you know, it's brand new.
My younger years,
yeah. Now I'm like,
you know why? Because we thought we were that dude. We thought we were like, we thought we were dudes enough to be like, you coming home with me. Like, I get off at 2. I'm going home at 2. You know what I mean? I got a baby at home. My mom is waiting for me to come home so she can go, so I can be with my baby. No, it's real out there, man. And that's why I love Cardi B so much. She real. I believe she be telling it like it is, like it was, and how she will go back in a heartbeat.
she is no joke.
She ain't no joke. But I believe her. I'm like, oh wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, but I feel she's very honest and like that. That she's very like.
And she's one. I mean, I won't say 1 out of a million, but it seems like she's 1 out of a million that actually made it from stripping to go, and now you know what I mean? Yeah,
it's true. And she's just been doing her thing, which is what's up.
Ever since.
I think that's awesome. Shoot. So that's I have a quick question that just popped up in my head. With your significant other, if your significant other came to you and said, I want to do OnlyFans, would you do it? And what and if so, what would be the restrictions as to how that would need to be? So the only reason why I bring this up, I was watching this video, and it was about this woman who was a teacher, and she had like 2 or 3 kids, married, and she was doing OnlyFans on the side. And I'm like, I don't want my wife to be doing that, something like that. That's crazy. And it's like the husband was involved as well. I was like, why would he do that?
Well, hold on. I'm sorry to interrupt. Is OnlyFans only sexual?
You can do other stuff, but
you can like
go there for that.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want, basically. Some people just dress sexy. Some people just have regular pictures. I mean, I wouldn't recommend it.
So it's not like YouTube influencers. It's not like that.
Not normally. It can be sometimes if they want to be extra.
We're going to go to Patreon now.
All right, so I'd have to know, you know what I'm saying, the ins and outs of what she's trying to do.
Right.
I'm going to support my wife, but I also don't want our family to be, targeted or uh, estranged or
Right.
become any kind of like. I don't want us to crack from within because
Right.
we're trying to make money on the outside. Like, you know what I'm saying? If that makes sense.
No, that makes complete sense.
Yeah, so I'm going. I don't have any kids. I don't have any kids.
You don't.
Like, I
You
mean,
say you don't have any kids?
I don't have. Yeah, you guys have kids.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't. So yeah, so it's so interesting in perspective. Then because for me, I'm like, if my wife won't do it, let's go.
Okay.
Again, restriction would be ever do anything sexual. Then yeah, I'd have to be the other guy.
Yeah.
You know, but then yeah, like I said, yeah, if anything that comes out, then it's just between me and her. I don't have to worry about my kids going to school and backlash. You know.
What about your million fans? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there, you're always gonna have fans out there that gotta want to cross the line.
So that's funny. So because of COVID, I know a few of my female friends, they did OnlyFans, right? You know, like I didn't subscribe and watch anything like that, but they told me about it.
Yeah.
You know, when I get they told me that they stopped. Then some of them have kids too.
Yeah.
Then some of them stopped because like you said fans. Because they had fans that people like live near them.
Yeah, want to take it just a little.
Like, oh hey,
yeah,
what you doing? You know, so and they're like, yo, calm down. It's just on the internet. Watch the internet stuff.
Right.
They're saying, you know, if I wanted you'd have got a phone call. You know.
Yeah.
So they stopped. Some of them stopped because of stuff like that.
Yeah, it can be dangerous. I'm sure. Well, I can imagine. I haven't heard of too many, scenarios where it's really dangerous, where someone was confronted. But I can only imagine it can be that way.
Yeah. I mean, and that's the thing. Like the woman was a teacher, I was referring to, and she had her kids were in that school, so they found out that she was doing like sexy lingerie cleaning or something like that in her home. It wasn't anything like it wasn't sex. It was just dressed in sexy clothing, and she cleaned her house. And people would just pay for this and watch this for whatever reason. So at first I was like, I don't want that. That's crazy. I don't want nothing to do with that. And they were like, and she makes $150,000 a month. I was like, I'll recant my statement immediately. I'll recant my statement immediately.
I'll be the cameraman. Oh yeah.
I think it's for every person for their own household, right?
Yeah.
To I'm not gonna throw shade. I just, I'm always thinking about the negatives, and I'm not trying to be a negative, Nancy, but I just think like, oh my gosh, I don't want to put my family at risk for any reason.
But you got to think about that though. You have to.
Yeah.
That's why I say like, I don't have any kids, so I don't have to. That's not my thought. If I have kids, I'm definitely gonna think differently.
Yeah.
And then like, if my kids going to Catholic school. I probably shouldn't start doing OnlyFans so they get kicked out of school. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right, exactly.
That's pretty irresponsible.
Right. So she lost the job, but she really didn't. She made 100 and some odd thousand a month, and so that's why the husband's all happy in the pictures. Like,
yeah, because the teaching job, she was probably getting 46 to 50,000 a year.
Dude,
if you can make off of OnlyFans in a month $100,000, and a teacher's salary is one of the lowest paying salary, they're so underappreciated and undervalued. You know what I mean? Like, you're making double what you would make in a year in a month.
Bro, I was like, yo.
She wasn't
like some super hot lady. She was like, some nice looking mom. Like, she was okay. Like, I mean, she's making how much? Oh my Lord. So listen, send your feet pics out. Get clean the house in some nice gear. Do your ASMR. You know what I'm saying?
That'd be crazy. Imagine that. Like, imagine if you were like a Comic-Con person and you did like a OnlyFans, and you would kind of like, with all your outfits, you would wear your outfits and do like different things. Like, I don't know, walk your dog or clean your house in your Darth Vader outfit, or your Tony Stark outfit, or your Wakanda Black Panther. Like, I'm sure you can
Right? I don't know if that you can do that on OnlyFans, but if you can,
I mean,
there's
I
a
don't
market.
think there's anything you can't do other than hurt people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Pretty much, yeah. But yeah, all the stuff you said you can do.
I don't know the full details of OnlyFans like that. The only reason why I know enough about it is because it's so much in my feed about what this person did for OnlyFans and this person did for OnlyFans. And not that I've never used it before. I've seen the page pop up, but I get all these fake people trying to add me on Instagram, and it's like people are, I like your photo. I'm like, oh, thank you. And I click on the name and I'm like, who the heck is this? And click the link and it's like my exclusive content. I'm like, here I go. So I got to unfollow them, remove them again. So I'm like, I need a person. I need a real human being. I want an actual existing person in front of me. I cannot be on the internet. I cannot be on OnlyFans. I don't care about none of that. And then when I'm in
those are all gateways too, right? Like
yeah, man. Like
one of our co-hosts, Aya, she's a gamer and she streams. Now, if you've been watching her Twitch for I don't know, maybe 6 months, you might want to, I don't know, slide into her DM and be like, yo, can we talk with you out playing? Like, I could just see it being a gateway where people can kind of just creep in and slither their way. Like, hey, now that you're off, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? How about we exchange numbers? Now it's like this creepy little thing, man.
That's so funny. So that's actually a thing.
Yeah,
that's actually a thing where girls on Twitch, you say if they're little sexy outfits, whatever, they'll have like multiple cameras. Because like, hold on, because let me see, it's like for my joint, right? I have this screen, another camera right here. Like I'm not using it.
Yeah.
But but they'll have like that setup, for example. So they'll be doing both of them, the Twitch and the OnlyFans over here.
Oh wow.
And then they'll be like, okay, cool. You know what? Hold on. For my OnlyFans members, hide this camera. And then now start doing what they want over there. And say, is everybody who's then you come back. That's how they get them.
Wow.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
That's crazy. Yeah, I mean, and there's a whole universe to this thing, man. And like I said, I'm a very old-fashioned guy, when it comes to the things that people I'm involved with and stuff like that. But I do realize that the world is slightly changing, and it's super changed. Where we went from you have no access to the internet at all. That you pay through AOL and Earthlink, to now everything is done through the internet. Everything. You download your movies, your content. My biggest fear now is them doing a whole throttling situation like they've been trying to do, where they're like, well, you have to pay for 10 gigabytes of bandwidth. You have to pay now 100 gigabytes. I'm like, they already do that in Texas. They do that in Minnesota. They do that in other places where they make you pay for your house data.
Yeah.
That's insane. That's for your house data. That's your cell phone data, your house data. So imagine you have a bucket cap of 100 gigs for the month.
They're using up.
Some countries have that. Like smaller countries have that.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So the SOPA and the PIPA Acts, they were trying to pass that. That's why Google and everyone was like, stop this law right now. Stop this now.
Yeah, I remember that.
This thing. Because then not only can they take down your website without any real clause, they can just say anything at random and take your site down on a whim. On top of, they can sit there and throttle your internet if they ever wanted to.
Yeah.
They can prioritize you and me because we're businesses, but they'll say to J.O., oh, he's a residential person. He needs to pay for additional access for Instagram and Snapchat.
Yep.
And that's what they do in other countries.
Yeah, there's other countries. Yeah, that's crazy.
So this is the craziness of where we're at right now. So that's my biggest fear. All the things that we have now, even as live streaming, it's all based on our data. It's all based on the access that we have to the external world. And if they start to throttle that, and if you can't afford that access, anyone can say anything about me or you. And if we don't got the internet or the access to counter that online, we're screwed.
Yeah.
But you're pretty much there already. If I were to say something crazy, if I was a big enough name and I said something, someone said I pushed the old lady in the street, she got hit by a car, Troy's the worst man ever. And then I'm just waking up from sleep at home. I was never near this place. I didn't do anything. And then next thing I know, I'm trying to send my information out. Everyone's already attacking me as is because I haven't even said my word or my piece yet. But if I get banned suddenly, or if I get ghost banned, and you never see my responses,
What's ghost ban?
That's where you don't see any notifications that for whatever reason your information or your posts are not being seen by the majority. That has happened to me on Instagram a number of times.
Well, how do you defend yourself against something like that?
You can't. You're screwed. You're just screwed. The only way for you to stop against that is if you have other accounts available that they don't know is linked to you that hasn't been ghost banned. You know, if you can try to do it on Snapchat, but I'm not a Snapchat person. The biggest stuff is Twitter, Instagram, and that's probably the biggest two, honestly. Out of all of them, I think those are the biggest two, honestly. You know, Threads is nonsense. WhatsApp is only used for like giant group chats from what I see and sending messages between Android and iPhone users, you know, videos and stuff. So you're kind of screwed. You're kind of screwed. If you get banned off of Twitter and Twitter's what's trending your information about what you did wrong, you are screwed. We live in a world where you can get canceled by stuff that you didn't do. Just the idea of you doing it, you get canceled from. And that's the scary part. Your character assassination is one of the biggest things. The moment that someone says, I raped them, I did this, I did that, and I'm like, I don't even know this person. It's never happened. The stigma is there. And you can see it where in certain past examples of other celebrities that were accused of the worst of the worst, and it turned out that it was the other person that did it.
That dude, that celebrity, the guy, shoot, man, what's his name?
Yeah, with the scarf.
He was charged in America and charged in London, and was not guilty on both.
I'm not sure.
Man, he's a producer.
I don't know about that guy. I gotta double check that.
Well, he was found not guilty on but the stigma is still there.
Exactly.
You know?
The two boys that got accused of rape of a girl, you know, a Caucasian girl that had a boyfriend, but she actually did sleep with them, and then didn't want to be considered promiscuous. She raped her. And then a year or so later, she admitted she lied. She had already lost their scholarship. They already kicked out of college. So what now? It was a lie, but yet they will not give them back what was taken from them because of the lie. And there's no repercussion for the person who said this about that.
That's terrible.
Which is why I think it's important for not just Black men, but men in general, to be very mindful. And that's why I move a certain way, personally. When I'm out here doing events or doing things, like, hey, good to see you. How you doing? And I keep it moving. Bam. I'm on. I keep moving. You know, unless I know this is official, we are good. We are talking. We are dating. We're locked in. Great. Let's go from there. Because anyone,
I think for anyone, man, woman, you know what I'm saying. Whatever your preferred gender is, you have to move like lasagna. You got to move in silence and watch your, double watch your steps, because it can happen to anyone.
Absolutely, but I feel like it's
happen to anyone.
When you become famous, suddenly all these magical people that didn't exist before pop out, and now a turtle comes out, a rabbit comes out saying you did this, and and you're like, yo, like, what do you mean? I don't even know you. Yeah, you did that to me at Coney Island inside the ice cream booth. And you're like, I'm like, what are you talking about? So it's. I think it's very important for people to be mindful of how they move. It's extremely important.
Sometimes it's about street. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, I can't hear Jo. I'm gonna try to leave and come back.
Okay.
Well, I'm coming to my time.
Yeah. Let me see what
that I'm gonna need to get off, because I gotta get prepped for tomorrow. But I love being in the lit room. I love talking about these topics. And I don't, when's the next time we're going to do this? Was it next week?
Yes, next week. We'll be doing it for, I just say 7:15. I always say 7 so we're all here.
Yeah.
I always try to 7:15.
Hopefully we can have the gang here.
Yeah, we have the gang. But if they're not here, it's cool. We'll just talk with the people and say what's up to everybody.
Right.
And, we had a couple of viewers today, which is awesome, and we'll be posting this, of course.
And we definitely want to thank them for viewing.
Yes.
We definitely want to, shout out our viewers who I don't know if they're in the room now, but if they've been watching us, we appreciate you. It's going to start off small and then it's going to gradually build up. So thank you for rolling with us in the Lit Room. I'm J.O. Boy Troy Kells.
We know. We are the Lit Room.
And yeah.
So we'll see you next week, I guess.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I'll hit you up tonight just to chop it up.
Sounds good. All right, y'all. Signing off.
All right, buddy. Later.